60,000, and they have come out in very good numbers today at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Today, it's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we've got a good one in store between the Minnesota Vikings and the Washington Commanders. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And some space here. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's second down.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. They nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 15 yards the pickup, first down Washington.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And some room to roam now. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. The 71 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Give him 3 on the gain there, 2nd and goal.
Here's where we need to see some tenacity from this defense, because they've been pushed right down the field on this opening drive. They've got to find some way to push back, and that's a good first step.
They'll try to run this one in. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. They'll try to run this one in. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. No gain on the play. And what to do now on 4th and goal. They'll try and run for it. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. That's his 18th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Commanders' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. Throwing on first down. Simmons. Over the middle to Smith. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Operating from the gun. Simmons. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that first down on 3rd down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Simmons. We're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted. And the Commanders are going to get it back here just past the 35. And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much. And it turned out that it got into his head a little.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's your...
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. And the Commanders... take over at their own 28-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 86 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Room here to run. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. They get 17 there. Good for a Commanders first down. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
2nd and 5. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's in. Touchdown, Commanders. A great play there. With his 19th touchdown, his 2nd of the game. And the Commanders have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 14-0. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
And some room to maneuver. Now he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. He got 29 yards that time. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Being chased. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Well, that's a big defensive stop there, and it takes away a lot of the momentum from the offense coming off that big completion the prior snap. Give big credit to the defense for bouncing back.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
They give him a gain of 38. That catch, by the way, number 940 in his career, so he's 60 away from a grand, but 940, that ties him with Art Monk.
And I think it's fitting that he tied Art Monk because of the way that he goes about his business, the way that he plays the game.
Touchdown, Vikings! A great effort there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Vikings have cut it back within a score.
The tight end position has always been dangerous, especially in the red zone, short field. But now even more so because these tight ends aren't necessarily the tight ends of old. They're the rocked-up wide receivers who have a little bit more speed, way harder to cover than before.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. Touchdown, Washington.
Well, that is certainly a deflator right there defensively. Their guys just came off of a touchdown drive. They're back in the game, and then bam, they give up a touchdown one play later. How about that?
And the momentum, which seemingly had shifted the other direction, thought we might be seeing a comeback. That momentum right back the other way.
Well, that is certainly not complimentary football that we saw right there. The defense is supposed to help their offense, not give up another touchdown.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Third catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they're having panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
I know we just saw a nice throw and catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. It's a gain of 34.
And this offense needed something to try and seize the momentum a little bit, and that might have been exactly what they needed. Now they have a chance to go downfield and score and cut into the lead.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
Second and goal from the 1. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. Line of scrimmage at the 4. Here's third and goal. Here's Hurts to throw. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Vikings have got it back to within a score. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for...
This is intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. Boy, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
On first down, Hurts. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. And here's a handoff out of the gun. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. That's taken inside his own 40. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And Washington will have a short field here as they take over 1st and 10. Now a handoff as they run left side. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instinct. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. And he's got this down to the 35. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And they're knocking on the door now as a good run there. Going to take this to about the 10-yard line. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And his kick is indeed good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here in our nation's capital with the Commanders on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. the Vikings now to start their next drive.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up third. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Hurts.
Now he's flushed out right. He's got a man, complete.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
And his throw here is incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go, ball on the 43.
Throwing is Hurts.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Smith.
And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 32-yard line.
It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the 1st. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
This one brought in by Jefferson.
And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Hurts. Going right side here, and that's complete. Just a gain of a couple there. And 3rd down and 6 to go.
Oh, it's time to give more credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route. And he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. Again, he'll drop to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete.
And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start.
He rifles one that's intercepted. There he goes, left side.
And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown. Well, Charles, just some visibly frustrated players and coaches on that sideline right now because those halftime adjustments didn't work. The turnover problems continuing here in the 2nd half, and the defense now sitting pretty comfortably as a result of that pick 6.
I think that's a great observation too, Brandon, because they did make adjustments at halftime. But how about this other group staying a step ahead despite whatever happened in that other locker room? No surprise they're leading, and it's appropriate that those defenders got to add to the lead directly.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. From the gun, it's Hurts. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful.
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 20 on the year.
And the Commanders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So they're able to capitalize there on the short field, and that might prove to be the score that turns out the lights.
The party's over. Oh, sorry about that. That's an old reference there, folks. But, yeah, they've been the better of the two teams by far, and that's great complementary football right there. Defense gets the turnover, sets up the short field, and the offense goes right out and scores to open up a pretty sizable lead.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead is now 24. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone.
Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw.
Complete. Jefferson the target.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
And he's got his man on the out route. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. It's caught. Smith.
And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 41-yard line.
3 quarters have come and gone.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Play action. Here's Hurts.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, just another reason to celebrate there on the defensive side with the interception, and this is a game that they clearly have firmly in their grasp.
Yeah, a lot of handshakes, a lot of hugs, a lot of smiles. It's been their day.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's caught at the 25. Touchdown, Washington.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
Yeah, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone.
Point after, right down the middle.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column, but as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
Looking deep downfield. He's got a man complete.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Hurts. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Pat Surtain.
Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there.
And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles. It's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping they're holding a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
for the Vikings now to start their next drive. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Now they face a second and long following the holding penalty. And he's got some space here. That good for 19 and a first down. They held him in check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
To throw on second and 10. Hurts. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting it back on the sand.
Talking about two sides of the ball for cross purposes, because mercifully this game's almost over for the offense, but the defense, they still want to get a few shots in. That front seven, they've loved this ball game. They've been able to pad their stats, and maybe some backups can get in and get a sack as well.
And he's got room. Finding room at midfield. Down the right sideline. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture as now they've got a 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
He's second in the NFL in interceptions, and you understand why. He plays a game with great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football when it's in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Smith. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
So still throwing here in the fourth quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to, because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted, so they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. They'll send the tight end in motion left. To throw on third down. Schmidt
He's going to loft one deep left side here. He's got him in. Complete. A huge play there for Washington. 61 yards.
Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years with the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground.
And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down.
2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line.
Man, 206 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. That one looks like he'll throw here. Escaping, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds.
3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. We'll call it a convincing win here in this one, and we had some interesting plays throughout. Maybe one of the most interesting, ending the game on an onside kick. They actually recovered it, but it didn't really matter.
No, you're exactly right, and maybe they were just wanting to work on something, right? Even though it wouldn't have affected the final score, you work on it, you get it, you feel good about that. I remember I had a